Blow your nose. I like stylized fruit. I like that one. If it was green, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. He's trying. So can I put in here for the hole? No. You know, can put tomorrow.
Did you just say no? Oh my God, that's such a lot. Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry, baby. So here's what. I'm going to explain this. It is very, very easy. There is no math. Good news. Yay. We have no math. But the bad news, let's see, am I taping? Oh, I am. I've been just talking randomly. Okay, everyone's watching me. Here we go. Okay, so honest to God, new stuff. We got notes ready to go, right? Okay. So there is no math. There are just some rules, right? So think of it more like Spanish today. Like really easy Spanish, like easy rules. But there are 3 rules, and you got to kind of know them. But when I show them to you tonight, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's it? That is so easy. So when I'm going to show it to you, it's going to freak you the heck out, right? So here's what I want you to do. So we're going to talk about how to find the horizontal asymptote. And it's very, very easy. But the first thing I need to remind you is this. All of these problems have 2 parts. They have the top parts, the stuff on the top, and we call that P of X. That's just goo on the top. I just don't want to write the word goo on the top. And then we have stuff on the bottom, and we call it Q of X, right? And that's just math teachers and math people saying, what's an easier writing than saying stuff on the top, stuff on the bottom, right? The horizontal asymptote is decided by who's ever the tougher guy. Is the top guy the tough guy? Is the bottom guy the tough guy? Are they even Steven? It's like a wrestling match. And you're like, how do I tell who is tough? Here's how. So the first thing I want you to do, I am going to give you a problem to please write down right on this little area. Are you with me? Do you see it? So you want to fit it on this little area. And what this little area is telling you, you're writing, and I'm going to stop talking for a minute. What the first area is talking about, it's saying that the top guy is the tough guy. It's saying P is the tougher guy. He's bigger than Q. And you're like, how are you even deciding that? And it's super easy. You're just going to eyeball it by looking at their degree. And remember when we did polynomials, that's the biggest exponent in the front. That guy is a 2. That guy right here is a 1. So guess what? The top guy is the tough guy. The way I think about it, he is the bigger guy, right? He's tougher. And the guy on the bottom is the little guy. When that happens, here's what we got to remember. Asymptotes are always about the crap that's happening on the bottom, right? Remember, on all of these fractions, it's that bottom stuff that makes lava. But in this example, in this free beginning one, the big guy is so much stronger, he's like, I overpower you. You have no power here. You can't even make lava. So when the bigger guy is on top and the smaller guy's on bottom, do you know what your horizontal asymptote is? None. There is none, right? There is not a single one. And that's because the top guy is overpowering the bottom guy. Bottom guy's like, I'm gonna make some lava. And the top guy's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I'm the boss. No lava. They're like, okay, no lava for you. Now, on the next example, what happens if the bottom guy is bigger? Well, obviously, he's going to make some lava. And how do I know he's bigger? Let's take a look at it. Don't let the 3 fool you. It's the degree. It's this guy and it's this guy. And we do this right at the start. We don't even factor it. We just eyeball it. And when he's the bigger one on the bottom, you know what he says? He says, I'm going to make lava and I'm putting it all over the floor. I'm going to put lava all over the floor. And you know what that is in math? That is, I got to think about it. It is y equals 0. So in this instance, when it is little on the top and big on the bottom, the big guy is being evil. Look, I'll make him make a little evil face. Yeah, oh, that's not evil enough. Evil, there. He's evil. That's supposed to be like his little evil face. He is making lava. He's putting it all over the floor. Now, what happens if they're the same? If they're even Steven? They're like, dude, what if we're the same strength? You're going to get lava. You're going to get lava. But it's not going to be all over the floor. It's going to be on another floor of the building. And how do you know what floor it is? Wait till I show you. It's so easy. So first thing we're going to look at, they are even Steven. They are not one is they're going to say equal on the top, equal on the bottom. And when that happens, you're going to say y equals, and here's what you do. You steal the number in the front of this guy and the number in the front of this guy. In this case, it's 1 and 1. So the asymptote would be y equals 1 over 1, or y equals 1. That is totally it. That's all we're learning for 2024. That's the last of that. Yay for us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to practice 4 or 5 of these. I don't even know if I want you to write them down. I gave you room to write them down, but it's faster just to do it than it is to even write it down because you just eyeball it. Are you ready? Here's what I want you to do. I would like you to start with this one right here. Talk to your neighbors. What is the horizontal asymptote of this guy? Take a look at it. You are awesome, Chris. How do I write it perfectly, though? Or no, I like it too. Y equals 2. Beautiful. He is on fire. How did he know that? Because he knew they were even Steven. So he stole these guys, made it 2. Beautiful. How about the next one? Talk to your neighbors. Say it. None. It is none. Why? Because the big guy's like, screw you. Don't make any lava. And the bottom guy's like, but I want to make lava. And it's like, no, I'm in charge. No lava. I'm going super fast because I'll take a minute if you're trying to write these down. It's crazy that today's an SS day. I'm all messed up. First period was shocked. When I'm like, you guys get to leave in a minute. They're like, no, we don't. I'm like, it's SS. But no idea. Okay, how about this? Ooh, I like this guy. I like this guy. A little bit of a trick there. A little bit of a trick. Think carefully. Who's got more X's? Not for the bottom. It's 0. It's 0. Remember, though, we don't just write 0. This is pre-calculus. It's a line. It's y equals 0. If you are going to graph that, that means you go to the 0 line. It's the horizontal asymptote. It would be just like this, right? It's like that. It's on the floor. How about our last one? Our last one, I'll put it over there. Can you do the last one? What's our asymptote on this one? If you said, hey, even Steven, y equals negative 1/3, you are fired. People kept saying, why didn't you teach us this already? It's not hard. It's a lot. It's a lot. So here's what we're going to do. It's time for me to help you make a study sheet. Are you ready? Turn your paper over and fold it, please. Welcome to second grade. We are doing hamburger. No, yeah, hamburger. Yeah, keep going. Color. Nice with that? Okay, are we ready? So this back part is your steps to graphing a rational function. So I'm going to have you follow along with me. I took this from somewhere else, but we don't do it in the order they present it. Let me get you to get, everyone's got a highlighter on their desk for themselves. I got it up for everybody. I want you to write a big, on horizontal asymptote, please write a big start here. I got more. Start here. We start here because we don't factor it first. We just eyeball it, right? So we start here. So nice highlighted start here. And here's a quick rundown of the rules, right? I'm just rewriting the rules for you in my Mrs. Tarantino way. If it's big over little, that is none. If it's little over big, it is careful, not 0, y equals 0. And finally, if it's equal over equal, it's y equals, and I'm just going to put the number sign over the number sign, and I'm going to write the word coefficients. That's the number in front. That's the math term for the number in front, right? That's your first little cheat sheet, right? So when I give you a problem in a few minutes, that's the first thing you do. Before you do anything else, you do the horizontal asymptote. Here's where you go next. Are you ready? Get your little highlighter out and have it send you up to here, because the next thing that we do is we factor and cancel gently. Here's why we have to cancel gently. I had kids in my other class who were literally erasing the canceled parts. Like, they're like, oh, I canceled it, so I erased it. Yeah, we need that for the holes, right? We need that for the holes. So you got to cancel it gently. Where do I go next? Kind of up to you, but I like going here next to the x-intercept. And you know the big word here, the most important word here, where do we find that? Numerator, top guy. And it's the number, comma, 0, right? And it's opposite. And it's only the stuff in the parentheses. Numerator, how about this? Numerator factor. If you don't have a factor, you don't have an x-intercept. So it's the numerator factor. We do it opposite, right? Where do I go after this? I head downstairs and I do the vertical asymptote. That is the denominator factor. Denominator factor. And this one is the easiest one for me because it's always x equals some number, right? And you just solve it. Super easy. We are almost done. And our last thing that we do, we head on down. We skip the next step because we've already done it. Yay for me. We're going to get that pen out and do the holes. Oops, that's not even pretty. I want to make that pretty. Choo, choo, choo. There we go. And the holes is the canceled factor. And the only thing that's tricky here is don't forget to plug it back in, right? So I'm going to say, don't forget to plug in. And it'll be whatever you get for your X and whatever you get for your Y. Boom. On Monday, we have one last thing to do, and that'll be just to draw it in. But tonight, all we're going to do is practice getting these parts, right? So we have enough time to do an example, and then I'm going to give you some to try tonight on your own, 4 to not to try on your own, okay? So here we go. Are you guys ready? Let's go and do, so your number 1, I don't like. Could you change your number 1 to, actually, let's do number 2. Let's just jump down to number 2. Let's do problem number 2. I like number 2. Are you ready? Okay. Step 1. Find the horizontal asymptote. So look at this guy. Talk to your neighbors. I right away put that it's y equals because I have a hard time remembering. That's where I mess up, is remembering which is which. So I put that down. Take a look. Don't do any factoring. Think about your even Steven situation. What is your first asymptote? If you put y equals 1, you are on fire. Grab that highlighter out. Highlight y equals 1. Go to your y line and put it in. You with me? Okay, now let's factor it. Here we go. X minus 5, x plus 1, x minus 1, x plus 1. Nice and gentle canceling. Boom, boom. Let's do our x-intercept. Where is our x-intercept? It's the numerator. Nice and easy. Nothing scary. I'm going to say 5, 0. How did I do? And you know what I'm doing? I'm going to come over here. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot there. Yay. I'm going to do vertical next. That's just me. It's going to be x equals 1. Get your little highlighter out, go to the line, and x equals 1, and go up and down. It's looking awesome. I got one last thing to do. And why? Why are you not showing up, dude? And the last thing to do, sorry, it's gone. The last thing to do is, let's see if it's got a hole. It does have a hole. You know where the hole is at -1, but to get his partner, I got to plug it into these guys. So -1 minus 5 over -1 minus 1. It looks like it's going to be -6 over -2 or 3. And I would go -1, 3, and I put a little hole right there. Oh, so -1, 3. I think that's like that. That's all you're doing tonight. That is it. Okay, get a phone out. Take a picture of your answer key that's on your desk. Do the first 4. You need to practice these this weekend. Now, on the very back, I don't care about the graphs, the little practice problems, please do at least 1 or 2 of these so I don't kick your ass on Wednesday. Okay?
So the question is not optional.
The quest is not optional. Quiz is optional, quests are not. Yeah, let me pass this out. Let me stop and take them.